Hello, welcome to today's video. Well, I have a little treat. I'm going to test out my first ever SSTO. Now, I've had a minor test with this before. It seemed relatively successful, but hopefully it's successful for you guys. Alrighty, let's see how we go. Now, I'm very new to the SSTO thing. I really have never bothered with them in the past because it's quite time consuming to make them do things. Alrighty, let's see how we go. Gentle in getting it into the air, picking up some speed already, and here we go. Now I'm going to aim for about 30 degrees. Find that a fairly good combination of height to speed. I find the angle of attack is the most crucial thing with the SSTOs. I was working on a much larger SSTO before, and it was just on the edge of getting properly into space, but it had a different technique to doing it. I did this to start with, got to about 16,000 meters, and then I sort of plateaued off and attempted it again. Almost got it as a success. Really starting to boost now. Just going to bring the angle of attack down a little bit. Now the idea is I need to get as much speed as possible for when the air breathing engines cut out, which will be quite soon. Now just in case you didn't realise, SSTO stands for single stage to orbit. As you can see, everything is the 0th stage. Alright, air breathing has now cut off. Let's see how we're going height wise. Well, that looks okay to me. Now the trick is we gotta get this to about 50,000 meters before we start losing too much speed. If we can't get to that, we're gonna have wind resistance, and we're not gonna be able to fight the wind resistance to get out of the atmosphere. Right, the air is definitely thinning out. You can see the friction has sort of disappeared a bit. Let's bring the angle of attack back down a bit. I'm running on just nuclear engines now. Both the nuclear engines and the turbofans here only run on liquid fuel, so I don't carry any oxidizer at all with this mission. Alright, we've hit 50,000. We're looking good so far. Excellent. Hopefully all goes well. Now, what I'm intending to do with this SSTO, which I've aptly just named the Splane 1, I believe, or Space Plane 1. Now, it can be quite time consuming getting it up to the correct speed and altitude, so hopefully all goes well. I'm going to bring up the angle of attack again. Here we are. As you can see, speed builds up very, very slowly with these things. I'm not a big fan of things which are slow and time consuming, but I just wanted to show you guys what I've been working on. I haven't uploaded a video for a very long time now, because unfortunately I just don't get much time since the new baby has been born. In fact, even as I record this, there's a chance we might hear some random screaming, but he's asleep and I'm taking my chance. About just over halfway through our fuel. Hopefully we have enough fuel to get there. Now this can seat 3 Kerbals. It's actually designed to be a sort of reconnaissance craft to fly to a space station, pick up a Kerbal and take him home. Although it's very, very light, I have to be careful with the angle of attack coming back in for re-entry. Alright. I don't think we're going to get enough altitude here. Here's what we're heading for anyway. It's the pirate hub. Stole the idea from a particular someone. It's just a giant floating tank of fuel, which I'm hoping we will rendezvous with very shortly. Need to really get that altitude up a bit more. That's working a little bit better now. If I can get that up to about the 100,000, then I'll level off our burn back with our prograde, and that will start picking speed up a bit more. Excellent. Now it should just give us a bit of time and space to work with. Now once we get into a circularized orbit, we have more than enough delta V to play with to adjust our orbit to get in line with this, which looks like it's swung away at this stage, but we can work with that. It's going to start catching up soon as well. Oh, we've hit the 100,000 now. Let us go prograde. I can just click this. Getting up there. Slowly running out of fuel. Is that still going up? It is, but much slower now. Well, not really that much slower. We'll aim down below it just a tiny bit now. There we go. Perfect. That's keeping us almost in line with this. Maybe down a bit more. Should increase our speed a bit more. Now we've got to get another, what's that, 300 meters per second in speed roughly, which we should be able to do with the remaining fuel. They're extremely efficient, these nuclear engines, which is why I've chosen to combine one nuclear engine with two of the Whiplash. I have also found if I add the extra high speed air, like radial air vents here, that helps me get enough oxygen in that last burn period to get the speed we need to escape. Getting there. We're going to begin seeing a completed orbit soon. And a successful SSTO mission it will be. At least the first part anyway. First part is just getting it into orbit as a single stage, which from what I can see is going to be quite successful. And there we go. We're fairly close to the Pirate Hub. We'll do a little bit of a node play, of course, to get that correct. Bring this down, though we don't want to overshoot that too much. And there we go. 108, 98, that looks fine to me. This is our target. How close are we going to be? That there is 94. That one there is 61. So I think we'll play with this node here. Let's see what we can do. That is a huge relative separation speed, so hopefully we can fix that. Oh, no. We'll just bring that ascending node down as much as we can. Yep, that looks good. Now we'll just work with this a little bit here. Bring that number down as low as we can. We should be able to get that. Oh, this is working nicely. Careful, careful. Still getting there. Oh, it's slowing down a bit. Bit more this one. Looks like that might be going the wrong way. It is. Oh, still the wrong way. We'll play with this node. This one again. Oh. Just keep working with these until we get, oh, going down a bit more there. Until it goes up. This one here. We'll just play with these two here. Should be able to get it. Yeah, these are the two to play with from what I can see. Well, we get into our maneuver node. Oh, we don't even need RCS. Let's quickly do a burn straight away here because I'm already at the node T plus 15. Okay, that's going to get us relatively close at least anyway. We can work with it after that. Let's see, how close can we get it? In fact, 2.3 Ks, we could probably even work with that. Almost. And okay, that's good enough for me. How close did we get? We're at 9.2. I definitely want to work on that a bit more. We'll go to this node here then, shall we? 6.9. I think we're going to get relatively close here. We could probably work with the 1K. I would have liked to have got a little bit closer than that. That would be because this node here is out somewhat. This is the boring bit. Always boring. I apologise. Alright, that's as close as can be stuff getting it. Oh. This thing moves very, very quickly because of how light the craft is. Alright, let's do a little bit of a burn here. And what's the relative speed? 49 meters per second of different speed. We can easily fix that. Gentle burn, gentle, 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 and pow. Close this off. We're at 1.8. Does that go any lower if I hold this down? No, it doesn't, it goes up. Alright, anyway. Set this to target. Retrograde. Get into position. 15, 13, 12, 11. There we go, there's our retrograde burn here. Should be lining up nicely with the pirate hub we're about to visit. What's our fuel? 108. That should be enough. We don't really need much fuel from here onwards. Okay. We don't need much of anything really. But yeah, it's sort of very touch and go. Getting this close. We should see a slight pause really when it starts registering the other craft. Alright, let's kill this difference in speed. And let's see how close we are. We should be able to get a visual. What's the fuel? Cutting it fine, as everything SSTO always is. Alright, let's see if we can get a visual. Where are we? Click at the target. Looks like she is down. There somewhere. There it is. Let's boost over, shall we? Get retrograde again. And shoot over to it. Now, hopefully I haven't been going for too long. What does this say? I've been going for 12 minutes. Whoa. Longer than I would have liked, to be fair. Oh, We always use more time warp rather than throttle to get yourself closer. I find that's my best rule, because it's easier to just time warp. Put RCS on, and we're going to move into docking mode now. Head back to our target. This is the first time we've used RCS, and look at this fuel we've still got left. Still got 83 fuel left. Copious amounts. Alright, let's go boosting. Now my first iteration of this, I actually forgot to put any sort of front facing and rear facing RCS boosters on there, which meant when I got here I actually couldn't move forwards with the craft alone. We want to go to this target port here. I'm going to aim. Let's rotate ourselves around, shall we? There we go, get ourselves some perspective. And we want this dot to be just above it here, so we want to be going above it. There we go. And now what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to turn this off. I'm going to set us to this. Whoops. I want to control from here. Just going to make things a lot simpler. At first it can be really confusing, the actual control, if you're just looking at it, but as long as you're just watching your nav ball, it actually makes it quite simple. And now if I hit shift, my RCS will push me this way rather than forwards. See? So looking at the craft, you can easily get quite confused what you're doing here, but just watching the nav ball, it's actually quite simple. So again, all I do is just get these things lined up. I've clicked target, I've got control from here, so this is automatically going to stay lined up with this. So all I need to do is make sure these two things stay next to each other. Let's get closer, closer. There we are. We'll just move forwards a bit more. Okay, cool. Slow down a little bit. Okay. That should be lining up. Nicely now, no? Nope, I don't know what it's doing. So we'll set this one as our target now, because it looks like it was just going all over the place. We're going all over the place again. I should probably rotate this around. Whoops. Is there any solar panels there for me to hit? Who knows? I'm not getting a very good view though. Like it's just not really lining up too well in general. Alright, there we go. Let's just turn this off for a second. See if the magnet can do the rest of the work. Let's give it a try. I'm going to set my control back to his. Put rotation mode on. Alright. So tricky getting docking ports on this angle to dock. Help if I can actually see what's going on. That's my target, is it? Yep. I think I'm coming in nicely now. I think. We'll soon see. Speed up. Maybe a little bit more to this side. There we go. She is now making contact, is she? No, she's not. Oh, what an annoying thing to try touch. Just touch it, gosh darn you. It just won't have a bar of it. It just wants to move me up. I'm doing this manually. I was meant to do it so elegantly to start with, and then it just went all chaotic with what it was doing and where it was going. And I don't have a very good angle for what I'm seeing here. Hey, there we are. Let's try to touch. If I turn everything off now, there we are. Whoa, dear Lord, was that painfully frustrating. Oh wait, no, I spoke too soon. Push it out. Push yourself down. Push yourself down. Push yourself down, buddy. Yep, 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 yep. How is that not there? Oh my good Lord. That has got to be one of the most painful docks ever. Alright, now we've docked. Let's actually get some light around us. It's probably easier to do if I had proper light. Actually, now I think about it, I could have just turned the lights on the craft. That probably would have made things simpler. But anyway, here we are. The Pirate Hub in all of its glory. With a single staged orbit docked to it. Well, that went for 20 minutes. That's 10 minutes longer than I would have liked. And really, the actual launch and getting here was really quite straightforward. It was that final bit of docking. But look, that's always going to happen whenever you have these docking ports and these annoying things here. And what, I'm not going to remove the front cap of the nose and have the docking port on there. That's just stupid. And you literally have to minimize every bit of weight possible on these crafts. Well, I do hope you enjoyed seeing that. You can see it's getting all Mr. Kerbal here to have a little bit of a look around the place. Maybe he wants to take a selfie or something like that. There we go. Just going to inspect a few things around here. And I'll put lights here. These lights have literally one function and one function only: to illuminate the pirate symbol when it's dark. We've got a claw here so I can grab some things. Many a port to dock to. In fact, I probably chose one of the more stupid ones to go for. Yeah, I forgot I attached this thing to it. Note to self: dock future space planes to the front. Kind of what it was designed for. I just put these on here because why not? Modular. Alright, well, Mr. Kerbal, I think you can come and get back in your cockpit now. There we go. And we'll board. And there we have it. Flying a single stage to orbit to the Pirate Hub, and of course we can completely refuel and stuff like that here now, which is one of the purposes for what we came here for. This fills up with 400, and we have got what we got there. We've got 22,700 to play with. We got lots. We got plenty to play with here. Well guys, do hope you enjoyed it. And until next time.